Hi everybody, welcome to MBODY Yoga. I'm John. Today's soft flow is all about two foundational postures that may seem simple, but offer powerful benefits for your entire body and mind. Standing forward fold, Uttanasana, and seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana. These essential poses help stretch the hamstrings and spine while promoting flexibility and releasing tension throughout the body. Sometimes the most basic movements are the ones that create the deepest transformation. So roll out your mat, move mindfully, and let's flow together. If you enjoy this class, please like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. And don't forget to share these videos with others who could benefit from this practice too. Okay, that's it. Roll credits. Let's begin our practice in seated. So find a comfortable seat. You can sit on a blanket or a pillow or just on the floor. Begin with a few deep breaths. Full inhale to feel the expansion in your lungs, and exhale to completion. Just want to get reacquainted with breath. Inhale deeply, exhale completely. Good, and just continue with slow, steady breaths. You're welcome to do this with your eyes closed, or if you keep your eyes opened, just take a soft gaze forward or downward at the floor. This is a wonderful way just to tune in. Notice what's happening inside of your body and mind, letting go of the things that are going on outside of you. This is your time. So slow, steady breaths. Experience how the breath energy flows through your entire body. And to help with that, listen to the sound of your breath. Very calming and soothing. So we're going back to the basics, beginning with breath, a very basic, foundational part of our yoga practice. And just doing some forward folds, some nice deep stretching. Good, just take one more breath in and out. Let's add a bit of arm movement. On your next breath in, just extend your arms out and up, reaching high, big stretch. Exhale, extend your arms out and back down by your side. Just take your time with this, just introducing some movement. Inhale, reach out and up. And exhale. Good. One more time. Very nice. And feel free to add a little movement of the shoulders, a circle backward and a circle forward. Let's continue to introduce movement to the body. Let's go to our hands and knees. Feel free to use a blanket for a little extra padding, like this, to protect your knees and your wrists. Come to all fours. Let's move through the spine and hips with cat and cow. So inhale, let's tip the pelvis back, feel the belly drop, which creates a natural back bend. Lift and open the heart and lift your chin. That's cow, that's an in-breath. Exhale, tuck the pelvis under. Feel the belly button draw up towards spine. There's a curvature of the spine, and chin to chest. Cat. And just continue to flow and breathe, moving through these two postures. Wonderful way to warm up the spine and hips. Good. Go ahead and finish the breath that you're on and take two more breaths. Just return to a neutral tabletop posture. Just come to stillness for a moment, take a breath. Then go ahead and crawl off of your blanket if you're using one. Return to your hands and knees. Let's set ourselves up for downward facing dog. Let's step the hands forward to get the wrists and hands out from underneath the shoulders. Be sure to spread out your fingers so you feel a good stretch between each finger. Remember to push into the floor, flat palms, and feel the straightening of the arms. Tuck your toes. And we'll inhale for one more cow pose. There's our back bend. Exhale into cat. Hold cat for a moment. And then lift your knees off the floor. Slowly allow your hips to float into the air. Keep your knees bent so your hips continue to float up. Hands pressing into the earth, strong arms. And then make some adjustments with your feet, maybe your hands on your mat, just to settle into your downward facing dog, just holding for a moment. And we'll take several steps forward until your feet are flat on the mat. Then slide your fingertips toward your toes. We're already in a forward fold, but let's come up to a standing position first, and then we're going to come back to our first forward fold posture. Shifting weight into the heels, bend your knees to lower your hips. Start lifting upper body, bring your hands up to your thighs. Press into the thighs just to assist the re-extension of your torso, your spine. Continue pressing into the thighs so you can finish standing until you're nice and tall. Let's get even taller with an inhale. Extend the arms all the way up. And exhale, arms back down to your side. And feel free to roll the shoulders if you like. All right, so Uttanasana, or standing forward fold, is our first posture. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn sideways. Now, for this posture, you're certainly welcome to go all the way down, touching your toes, but we're also going to modify the pose. All righty, here we go. Inhale, extend both arms out and up. Exhale, spread your wings, send your hips back like you're sitting back into a chair. Start to lower your way down. Your arms can come down, and your hands can even land at your shins right here. Inhale, slide the hands up a bit to re-extend the spine, and exhale, fold. I'm going to pause here for a moment because this could be your end posture. This could be your Uttanasana, your standing forward fold. My hands are just resting on the shins. There's a slight bend in the knees, but I do feel a stretch, a wonderful stretch actually, in the hamstrings. So this could be your end position. You can relax the head, even your arms and shoulders if you'd like. You can also go a little deeper. I'm just going to bend my knees a little bit more, slowly slide down. If you still can't quite reach the floor, maybe you'll bring in a couple of blocks. I have one right here. And I'm just going to really rely on the block here just to lean into. And it just really allows other parts of my body to relax, especially my hips and my back. Even bend the knees more. I can feel the belly just rest on thighs. So instead of needing to touch the floor, you probably could touch the floor, but there's something about just resting the hands up on a prop like this. Uttanasana. Ut really just means intense, so it's an intense forward fold, and the intensity really is because of the stretch quality that we're getting in the backs of the legs. Now, primarily you might feel this in the hamstrings, you might feel this in the lower glutes, maybe up a little higher, a little bit in the calves. Just going to hold for a few more breaths. This is one of the first postures that show up in a yoga flow, like a sun salutation. But if you're worried that your hamstrings are too tight and you really can't touch your toes, that's okay. That's why there's those modifications and why we're going to practice the seated forward fold so you can start to really get into lengthening, stretching, and finding more flexibility in your hamstrings. All right, we're going to come back up to standing. Move my block. I'm going to shift my weight back into the heels, bend my knees to lower hips. That allows you to free your hands to bring them back up to thighs. Push into thighs to help lift and re-extend spine. We did this earlier. Keep pressing into the legs to straighten them out, stand up tall. And then inhale, reaching all the way up. I'm going to take a little extra time up here, reaching, a little extra stretch. And then the arms can come back down. So that's standing forward fold, or Uttanasana. All right, let's make our way back down, going all the way down to the floor for our seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Here we go. Inhale, reaching into the air. Exhale, spread your wings, sit back into the imaginary seat. Slowly make your way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, full bend your knees enough so you can reach the floor with your hands and take several steps, as many as you need to get to the back end of your mat. So you're in plank pose. Holding here. We'll do one more downward facing dog. So bend your knees, keep them bent as you send your hips into the air. Adjusting the feet and hands just so you have a good base. Hips are nice and high, forming that inverted V shape. All right, then we'll gently come down to the knees. Sit back briefly into hero, then off to the side. Let's bring the legs around to the front. Let's get ready for our seated forward fold. Again, I want to use some props here. First prop, I want to use a blanket just to sit on, just something soft. And keep my bolster nearby because that can really help. And I have one block which I'm going to actually place underneath my legs. If you have two, that might be a little bit better, or even just rolled up towels or some other cushions here. And lastly, a strap. Using all of these props, because the intention for this particular practice and what you could do on your own is to hold the pose for an extended period of time if you're able to do that. And that really does help with flexibility and really opening up any tight areas of the body. So I've taken the strap, wrapped them around the feet. This is a long strap, so I'm just wrapping around the hands. I'm just going to inhale, a little pull of the strap to help sit up nice and tall. I'm straightening the legs here initially. Exhale, another tug of the strap to send my heart and chin forward, just a little bit. So initially I'm keeping the legs straight and the spine straight, and I can already feel something in my legs. So this is just the initial pose. You don't always have to go all the way down for any kind of fold, whether it's standing forward fold or seated forward fold. Partial movements are just as beneficial. Okay? So if you do want to go a little further, let's say this is your stopping point and really can't go anymore, always feel free to bend your knees. You can bend them a lot, actually. Lower your chin and let your back round, and this should give you a little bit more space so you can go down a little lower. Now, you can just hold on to the strap just to kind of hold you in place. That's if you're just going to hold this for, maybe several breaths. We're going to hold this a little bit longer and use some other props so you can feel a bit more comfortable as you extend the time in this posture. So for now, I'm just going to release the straps. Bring some kind of prop underneath the knees, like pillows or rolled up towels, in this case my block. That'll just keep my knees bent. I don't have to focus on trying to keep the knees bent. I can just hang out just like this, right here, just basically just folding forward. And because of the fold, I'm getting a wonderful stretch through my back, spine, and of course the hamstrings. Now, if you were going to stay here much longer than that, another prop, you don't have to do this, but this is kind of nice, to get some kind of pillow. This is a big one. Just something soft you can just literally just drape your body over. Now, if I had another block, I would place it right here so I can rest my forehead on it. So you can really come to a completely relaxed position. You might see this in a practice called yin yoga. In yin yoga, you do use a lot of props, but part of what's happening when you're in poses is you're trying to disengage muscles, being as relaxed as possible. And you'll need props to really support your body in those poses. So this potentially could be a yin yoga pose where you use all these props where to support your body so you can just completely go limp in a way. And as you hold these poses for an extended period of time in yin yoga, the body just naturally, gently opens up, releases, very therapeutic. So that's one way that you could practice this pose in a yin yoga style, using all these props to support your body and then holding for an extended period of time. You can even set a timer if you'd like, or just count breaths. So it could be very relaxing, very soothing. All right, I'm just going to go in reverse here, putting the block to the side or the bolster to the side. So this could also be your pose, just kind of folding forward, hands just resting on shins. You can go back to that strap. And holding onto the strap actually helps to draw you downward. So you don't want to force that pull. It's really just to basically just hold you in place. And just a couple more breaths. Now we're shortening it for this class, for this video, but you can certainly hold this for much longer as the body allows. But when you are ready, you're going to slowly and carefully make your way out of the pose. So I'm just going to go ahead and release my strap. And move my block. I'm still folded here, so I'm going to extend my arms forward, and with an inhale, sit all the way up, rise up, reach into the air, maybe extra reach to extend the spine, and I can re-extend my legs. And on the exhale, just bring the hands down to my side here. I'm going to come to what's called staff pose. I'm just pushing into the floor with my hands, again assisting a lengthening of the spine and extending the legs, just sitting up tall, kind of forming a wonderful 90-degree angle in the body. And just a couple breaths here, just coming out of that fold. And then we can finish. You can either come to a lying down position like Shavasana, or maybe cobbler's pose, or just crossing your legs. So we'll just take a couple more breaths here. Enjoying those wonderful stretches for the hamstrings. And one more movement together. We'll inhale, extend the arms all the way up. Exhale, bring your palms together and down to your heart. Take one more breath in and out. And as we come to the close of our practice together, we bow, saying Namaste. Thank you so much for watching and participating in this yoga lesson. To help us with the channel so we can continue to bring you more content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's really appreciated. Namaste.